Good evening, I'm Norah O'Donnell, and thank you for joining us on this busy Thursday. President-elect Donald Trump promised to shake up Washington, and he is doing just that as he staffs up his administration. Trump late today announced he intends to nominate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as Secretary of Health and Human Services. This is a sprawling department that touches the lives of every American. Take a look at this. HHS is in charge of Medicare and Medicaid, the safety of food and medicine, the CDC, and the NIH, one of the world's leading medical research centers. Kennedy has a long record of criticizing vaccines, often spreading misleading claims about their safety. And just last week, Kennedy vowed to fire and replace hundreds of employees at the National Institutes of Health. We have reporters covering all angles of the Trump transition. We start with CBS News chief medical correspondent Dr. Jon LaPook, who reports on the big changes that could be coming to our healthcare system.
Make America healthy again.
That's the name of the platform Robert F. Kennedy Jr. launched with President-elect Donald Trump.
I'm going to let him go wild on health.
It contains a wide-ranging list of promises that could significantly change healthcare in the United States.
There's no vaccine that is, safe and effective.
RFK Jr. has criticized vaccines and their safety.
We have the best vaccine system in the world.
Dr. Richard Besser is the former acting director of the Centers for Disease Control and the current head of the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation.
We have so many checks and balances in our vaccine system here. As a pediatrician, I know that there's nothing that I did that had more value for the children in my practices than ensuring that they were vaccinated fully and on time. Nothing had more impact.
Kennedy has also claimed fluoride is associated with arthritis and neurodevelopmental disorders and says the Trump administration will advise taking fluoride out of the public water supply.
What the science tells us about fluoride is that if you consume low levels of fluoride, it will reduce the risk of cavities in children by 25%. And it's totally safe to do that.
The CDC named fluoridation of drinking water one of the great public health achievements of the 20th century, but it's become controversial. In September, a federal court ruled the EPA had to review the levels of fluoride in water.
Where is your worry meter in terms of thinking about public health going forward now?
I'm worried because we have not moved forward from the COVID pandemic in terms of restoring trust in public health. We need to see signs from the new administration that trust in public health is important to them.
And Dr. Jon LaPook joins us now. John, good to have you. So how are doctors and scientists reacting tonight?
Well, I've been on the phone with several of them, and I have to say the consensus is they're angry. They're very concerned that RFK Jr. simply does not have the scientific background to do this job properly. I mean, he's had some misinformation that he's been saying about vaccines and some other things. On the other hand, he's been talking about addressing childhood obesity and nutrition and additives and getting rid of special interest groups that are perhaps harming the health of Americans. So what's going to happen? That remains to be seen.
Dr. Jon LaPook, thanks for being with us.